My library is open. Okay, not my library, but a library close by is open. And I have quite a few books on hold. I have to bring back some books. I'm gonna bring you along with me. Bringing back The Girl Who Drank the Moon, even though I never read it. Bringing back The War That Saved My Life. I enjoyed it. Bringing back The Book of Boy. I didn't read it. Bringing back Sweep, which was wonderful. And bringing back Body Love, which I also didn't read. But I still felt more body love as of late. I'm going to go in, bring you with me. Gotta get my mask on first. I'm so excited. You have no idea. You probably do have some idea because you probably also have been missing your library. Let's go. Yay! Well, I did well for myself. I'll show you what I got when I get home. Whew, my library opened, and that is something to celebrate. I have picked up quite a few books, and I want to share them with you. I think I have 14, around 14 to share with you. I am going to lose the light, I feel like, because it's around 7 o'clock that I am filming this. I've got a lovely, sneaky glass of wine, so let's dive into the wonderful, wonderful books. Cheers. Why don't we start with some spooky books? Because, I mean, I know you guys, and you know me, and you know that I love a good spooky book. The first book is one of the books that I have been so, like, I've been counting down the days for this to be released. It was one of my most anticipated reads of 2020, and that is Survivor's Song by Paul Tremblay. You guys know Paul Tremblay is like, he's one of my very favorite horror authors, if not my favorite. I just feel like he gets me every time, except his short story collection. Let's not talk about that. This is a kind of apocalyptic story in which a flu takes over. I think it's a flu. It's a virus. Excuse me. A virus takes over part of the world, and it's spread by saliva, and people essentially turn into zombies. I think that's the idea. And we follow two people. One of them is a pregnant woman, and the other one, I think our main character, is a doctor who is trying to get to that woman because this woman has been bitten, and there's only a certain amount of time before she will become a zombie. Terrifying. Terrifying, and I am already very excited for this. I am sorry about the glare. This is what happens when you get library copies of things. And there's something about the library and library books. It just feels good. Even the sound. Oh man, I do love books. I really do. I think I just really confess too much. Okay, so will this be a 5-star first line for Paul Tremblay? I don't know if his other books have been 5-star first lines for me or not. This is a prelude, entitled In Olden Times When Wishing Still Helped. This is not a fairy tale. I don't think that's a 5-star first line, but I am intrigued. I was going to be intrigued anyway, let's be honest. And here's another book. This is the second book by Lucy Foley. I've never read her before, but I've heard a lot of good things about her. So this is her latest. This is The Guest List. It's a Reese's Book Club pick. That's always a good sign. And this seems to have a bit of Agatha Christie and Then There Were None vibes, which you know I would be all over. This takes place on a remote island in Ireland, which sounds great. And it's a wedding. And you get to know the relationships between all of the people at this wedding. There's the bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, the bridesmaid. They all have a secret. They all have a motive, but only one is a murderer. So you know that people die on this paradise of a wedding. Just what every bride wants, right? Bride and groom, this is what you want for your wedding, is death. I'm so excited. I am very eager. Okay, it's time to read the first line of the guest list. I really hope that I like this book. Okay. Now, the wedding night. The lights go out. Not a 5-star first line. And then this book, I've had my eye on for a while. I have so many books to get to. I have all of these books until like August 25th, so I don't know if I can do it all, but this book I think is on my Amazon wish list as well. Fingers crossed I can get to it, but it is All the Birds Singing by Evie Wyld. I don't know if this is her first book, but I know that Leanne from Literary Diversions adores this book. Like, this might be her favorite book, so I really want to prioritize it, obviously. This follows a woman, I believe, who lives on a British island, and she is a sheep herder. She takes care of sheep, but someone or something is killing off her sheep one day at a time, and there's no one around. So you can imagine how terrifying that would be. You hope that it's wolves. You hope, but there's no guarantee, is there? It sounds wonderful, and Evie Wyld has just released a book in the UK. It's coming to Canada very soon, called The Bass Rock, and I've heard amazing things about that. But this is one of her first books, if not her first book. Will it be a 5-star? First line. Okay. Another sheep, mangled and bled out, her innards not yet crusting, and the vapors rising from her like a steamed pudding. Yeah, that's a 5-star first line. Very graphic. But yeah, definitely 5 stars to me. So those are all of the creepy books that I ordered from the library. Moving right along to some Black literature that I'm very eager to read. The first is I'm Not Dying with You Tonight. I always worry about the glare. By Kimberly Jones. Now, I saw a video that went viral about Kimberly Jones, and she was speaking to the Black Lives Matter movement, and she was speaking to the marches and the protests, and it was so powerful. I'm going to link that in the description box below. And I heard her speaking, and I was like, this woman is has so much power in her voice and has so much to say. I wonder if she's written anything. And yes, she had. And it was this. Oh, I have to say, I think this was also written by another woman named Jilly Segal. There's 2 women. I thought it was just by one. In any case, this is about 2 girls named Lena and Campbell who are not friends. They both go to a football game, and chaos breaks out, violence breaks out, and they end up having to kind of rely on each other to survive the night. And I think that sounds very, very interesting. Just hearing Kimberly Jones speaking, if she has anything to do with this, I think I'm going to like it. Will it be a 5-star first line? I'm expecting something powerful. I am. I'm building it up too much, probably. Probably bad. Okay. This is from Lena's perspective. Waiting for black is on your agenda, not mine, Lashonda barks as we leave the building. I don't really know what that means. I can't give it a 5-star because I don't know what it means. Maybe I have to read more to understand what it means. So there's that. Now, I recently read The Color Purple by Alice Walker, and I asked you guys if there are any other books that I should read by her. And one person mentioned a picture book called Why War is Never a Good Idea. And I'm planning to read this to Nora. Let's see some of the images. This will be a very easy read. Hopefully it's good. I don't know anything about it other than the title. Maybe that's all you need to know. And Alice Walker. That's all you need to know. Let's read the first line. The war speaks every language. It never knows what to say to frogs. Oh, man. Okay, that's a 5-star first line. Absolutely. Now, I made this big order a while ago. Like, I started booking stuff in early July. And in that time, John Lewis died. Now, John Lewis, as you know, was so important to the civil rights era. He marched with Martin Luther King, and he spoke alongside Martin Luther King. He was beaten. He laid down his life for equal rights, and he's such an important person. I'm so sad that he passed away. So I got all of March. He wrote a series of graphic novels about that time. So there's book 1, book 2. It gets progressively bigger, and book 3. And I am definitely going to be prioritizing these important works. It was strange that he died just as these were coming in. I'm really looking forward to spending some time with him. Now, how in the world I'm going to do the first line of these? I mean, maybe it's not as like complicated as I'm imagining it in my head. So, March, book 1, the first bubble is, can you swim? I think that's a 5-star first line, considering you know that they're on a bridge. See? Also, terrifying. Here they are. Can you swim? I have also heard that they are changing the name of this bridge to John Lewis, which is the least they can do. And I'm very happy about that. Okay, 2 more before another themed stack of books. This is The Duchess of Bloomsbury Street, and I believe this is meant to be the sequel to 84 Charing Cross Road. Now, 84 Charing Cross Road is a nonfiction book written by Helen Hunt, and she is an American who was reaching out across the pond and asking for these rare books from a bookstore there. And she started having this correspondence with the book owner, and it was so lovely. And I think this is her heading on over to England to spend time with them. It's short, just like 84 Charing Cross Road, and I didn't know that there was a sequel. Can there be a sequel when it's nonfiction? I don't know, you tell me. But I'm really eager to sit with this. It sounds just lovely, doesn't it? Let's read the first line. Introduction. Okay. Up, up, and away. Theoretically, it was one of the happiest days of my life. Not a 5-star first line. Sip of wine. Next is a book that's going to be hard, but also so good, I think. I've heard really good things about How We Disappeared by Jing Lee. This goes back and forwards in time, which is something that I love in books. We go back in time to World War II, Malaysia, and Japanese troops ransack a village, and only two survivors. There are only two survivors and one small child. And then a 17-year-old is essentially kidnapped and forced into sex slavery. She's forced to become, I believe, a comfort woman. And then we flash forwards in time in it's year 2000, and 12-year-old Kevin is sitting beside his ailing grandmother, and she starts speaking about her past. I'm assuming she was a comfort woman. She was the comfort woman, and she is telling her story to her grandson. And it's about their relationship and hearing her story. And it sounds like such an important story to read. I've never read anything like this before, but I've just heard such good things about it that I ordered it from the library. It's time to read the first line of How We Disappeared. Wang Di. She began in the first month of the lunar year. That's not a 5-star first line. To me, I don't think so. Okay, and now we get into quite a big stack here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 books. So I don't know about you. If you have Netflix and you haven't watched Indian Matchmaking yet, I mean, stop everything that you're doing right now and go and watch it, because I was addicted, like so addicted. I think Barry and I binge watched like 5 episodes in one evening, and I was rooting for certain people. Nadia, I mean, if you've watched it, you know, like, Nadia is the best. And over that time, as I was watching it, I was ordering books based in India and books about Indian people living in Western culture, and I just couldn't stop. There are actually, I think they have another book on its way, but it's not here, so I'll talk about that later, I guess. The first book is The Unlikely Adventures of the Shergill Sisters. So this is about a group of sisters. I believe that there might be 3. And as their mother is dying on her deathbed in Britain, they have grown up in Britain. They're British girls. She asked them to go to India to explore their roots. Now, these girls, these sisters, have never gotten along, and they have many secrets that they have not told each other. And I think all of that comes out on their trip. And I don't even know where they go exactly. But she's asked them to go and make a pilgrimage together to the Golden Temple in Amritsar to carry out her final rites. So I mean, it sounds like it's going to be sad, but it's also meant to be quite funny, and I don't know, I'm excited about it. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this, but we'll see. Will it be a 5-star first line? My dearest children, if you are reading this, you know the end has finally come for me. That's so sad. And I do think that's a 5-star first line because I'm pulled in and I want to know what the rest of the letter is going to say. And then a book that is very popular and just came out is A Burning. This is meant to be amazing. This follows 3 people in India. One of them is accused of executing a terrorist attack on a train because of a careless comment she posted on Facebook. Another is a gym teacher who is trying to get into politics. I don't know who else it follows, but I've really only heard good things, and I'm very eager to read it. Will it be a 5-star first line? Let's see. You smell like smoke, my mother said to me. I wouldn't say that's a 5-star first line. Okay, next is When I Hit You, or Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife. Now, it could be wrong, but I think this is meant to be slightly autobiographical from this author. This is about an abusive relationship that she gets into, and it's about trying to get out of this abusive relationship. I don't know much more about it than that. I do think that this was a big success on BookTube a few years ago now, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. This was all over YouTube, and I wanted to read it for many moons. This is another one that's on my Amazon wish list, so we'll see if I get to it. I really want to. Will it be a 5-star first line? My mother has not stopped talking about it. 4 stars? 4 stars to me. And then last but not least is The Lives of Others. This was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize, and I think it's just a generational story set in India. It is huge. Makes me very nervous. This is like over 500 pages with small font. Will I get to this? I don't know. I would like to. I have heard good things about this, so we shall see. So let's read the first line of The Lives of Others. May 1966. A third of the way through the half-mile walk from the landlord's house to his hut, Nitai Das's feet begin to sway. Not a 5-star first line. And those are all of the... Whoa, they just fell over. Those are all of the books that I picked up from the library. Let me know in the comments below, have you read any of these? And what did you think of it? Fingers crossed you liked them. Let me know as well, has your library opened? Mine is like slightly opened. Like you can't browse, but you can go and pick up stuff on hold. And it's bringing me so much joy. Even though I have tons of books on my shelves, like I have no need to keep getting more. But I can't help myself. So I'd love to know, is yours open? I was really impressed by the way that they had stuff set up. It was very, very safe. You wore a mask always, of course. And I just, there's so much joy that I have going there. So I'd love to know how you're doing with your library in your little neighborhood, and I will chat with you soon. Again, in the comments or the description box below, I'm getting much better at having my Instagram page, my Amazon wish list, my Patreon page, GOODREADS, Instagram. Did I say that? I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye!